Thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, San Jose, California. I have now finally completed my paint job. Alright, so you guys can check it out. This used to look like my Lowrider S, and after seeing the Lowrider S and then seeing, of course, my Sportster, I decided, you know what, I gotta change it up. Alright, I can't have both bikes looking exactly the same, because I really like the fish scales. I really like the candy apple red. I like black, and this time I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it the opposite. All right, I'm gonna go pearl white base. It's got a little bit of a hint of a teal in it too. Unfortunately, there's no sun out today. You guys can see it's pretty gloomy today, so you're not going to be able to see the different colors in this metallic flake. And you can also see I went with lighter colors. All right, we have a teal and a cobalt blue. These are House of Colors candies. The teal looks a little bit too green for me, but I think I like the way it kind of turned out. And of course, we're also rocking the Amazon, the Krator windshield with the Memphis Shades, the Krator 2.0. I'm not sure what is it called, the Krator 2.0, I believe, or the 2.1 or something like that. And of course, we also have the Memphis Shades. It's not Memphis Shades. None of it's Memphis Shades. It's also China knockoff. All right. I was asked about an install video. Honestly, guys, this is exactly the same as Memphis Shades. If you guys watch any Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing install or Memphis Shades handguard install, it's the same. Alright, much lighter Sportster compared to my Lowrider S. So we have flames. We have sun rays. I was going to do scales again, but I decided, you know what, I gotta change it up. So we have sun rays, flames, and we have a honeycomb thicker design. Of course, I do this all with my vinyl cutter, with Photoshop, vector, PNG files, stuff like that. I was going to change up. I was going to do a little bit more traditional on the honeycombs, but I wanted to just do something a little bit different. I wanted it to have a thicker, beefier style. So I don't know, it changes it up quite a bit. I was told that it looks more like a cheese grater than honeycomb design. I don't know, you guys can let me know in the comments. We'll pull over right now. As far as the windshield, it's a 15-inch windshield. All right, I used to have a 15-inch. I put it on my Lowrider S, and it was, in my point of view, it was too tall. It was absolutely too tall. So I cut my 15-inch to a 13.5-inch. If you guys seen those videos, I have them on the channel. This one, because I sit so much higher on the bike, this, I believe, has a 31-inch seat height on my Sportster. So when I had the 13.5, I just felt that it was a little bit too short on the Sportster. So this windshield, or this mounting system, is for a Lowrider S. You guys will have to see the install video, of course, to see how I installed it. You guys can see I have spacers. I believe they're 3/4. I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head. You guys will have to see the install video. So I have spacers that allows me to install the Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing onto a Roadster. Remember, Roadsters have inverted forks. So Memphis Shades, they do not make fairings for the Roadster because of the inverted forks. So let's go ahead and just pull on in over here so you guys can take a quick look at it while it's on. So it's a 2016 Roadster. I've been getting questions about it because of I did have the 4.5 gallon tank on it. And I also have the full rear fender. So I guess this could be a little bit of a walk around video, and you guys can take a look at it. Of course, you guys can see that it doesn't have that two-piece like you get on the Memphis Shades Road Warrior. What is this? There's some kind of dirt. So you can see it's a complete piece. You can see the pearl in it right there on the lighting. You guys can see the pearl. It looks really nice. Have you guys seen how I trimmed this out? Of course, you guys can also watch that video. I trimmed out the inner fairing of the inner fairing, and I had to trim a little bit more on these. I guess you could call them dog ears. I had to trim just a little bit more off of that to kind of get it to fit. So it looks very clean. Looks very nice. Like I mentioned, flames, sun rays, and then we have the honeycomb design. Once again, flame, honeycomb, teal, pearl white, all the way around. Of course, you guys can check it out on the side covers, on the tail, on the rear fender. So this is, like I said, this is a roadster. Typically it has a cafe chop on the rear. I converted it to a full rear fender. So I like the way it sits, the way it looks. I like the roadster because you have the dual disc brakes and you also have the inverted forks. You guys are wondering about the bottom light. If I turn on my high beams, my light bar turns on. So I have a relay and everything's kind of connected. I have relays right underneath where the what's it been called, where the horn used to sit at. That knocking is just my clutch lever tapping the back of my my handguard. So in case you guys hear it, that's what that is. So man, there's just so much on this build, guys. There's a ton to kind of go over, I guess, if you guys just want a quick little walk around. Of course, this is the LP6 connected to relays. This is custom dynamics light bar. I have videos on all of this on the channel. This is the Amazon Road Warrior knockoff version. Of course, I mean, you can see, of course, the bolts are not different. You know, it's very similar, but this is a quick detach system from Memphis Shades, so it works the same. You guys can see right here. See, it's got the quick detach. All right, so that's quick detach. I also did this little mod. You guys can see it. Hopefully the camera picks it up. I went ahead and I took my vinyl cutter. Oh, that's hot. I took my vinyl cutter and I applied these little eyelids to kind of stop blinding people on the road. So these are hot. So they're black, and I think from the LEDs they're getting pretty hot. I can barely touch it. I also have this on my lowrider S. I have not seen any issues as of yet, but we'll see what happens. You can see it does have a little bit of bubbling. It hasn't melted completely, so we'll just have to see what happens. Give it a couple minutes. Like I said, I've been riding on my lowrider S. I haven't seen any issues using this vinyl. So if you have any issues, of course, you could always replace this. I see a little bit of smoke. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's I'm not too sure, but you can see it's got some bubbling on it. So like I mentioned, I do have the yeah, there's a little bit of smoke coming out. Like I said, I do have this on my lowrider S. I haven't seen any issues as of yet. So you also have the chin spoiler. The way I made that fit with that engine guard, you have to trim the top about an inch. I also have that video on the channel, of course. LP6 custom dynamics light bar. We have the Bassani exhaust. We also have the Stinger air breather. I really like the way this looks. Everything, I think it ties in the whole bike. We have the lay down license plate, also from Amazon, 30 bucks. We have the low profile tinted tail light. I had to trim that. For some reason, I don't know, for some reason this light does not really fit with this I don't know what it is, because I ordered another one, and I also had a trim. You guys can see where I trimmed it with the Dremel to kind of get it to fit and seal properly. We have of course the step-up Saddlemen step-up seat, which looks fantastic. It just ties in the whole bike all together with the colors, the blues, the honeycomb, of course, and then you can also see in the chin spoiler honeycomb, that white pearl, of course. I have a cup holder on this side. I put all the stuff that looks hideous on the left side of the bike. You guys can see it's just absolutely filthy. I have not washed the bike. I haven't washed it, but I have the what was I saying? Oh yeah, I have a cup holder. I have oil cooler, because on highway and at high speeds this thing overheats. All right, at highway speeds, I mean legally, I mean if you're doing 60, 70, then it's all right. Anything above 80, 90, 100 miles per hour at long periods of time, it does have a 5-speed transmission. The engine does get hot. I've noticed it because I have, of course, I have my my Power Vision. I've seen this thing hit up to 440 degrees, 440 up here, because I'm doing 90 plus for about 20 to 30 minutes at a time. As soon as you slow down, then your engine starts to cool down. But I haven't really put it up to the test with the oil cooler as of yet. You know, I have multiple bikes, so it's very tough finding you know, time to ride all 3 bikes. And then of course family and all that other stuff, you know, the 9 to 5 and all this other stuff. We have, of course, the side covers, lay down license plate, Amazon. Everything you see on this bike is Amazon. I did a relocation of the ignition system, also Amazon. You guys can see I still have the wires here from the horn that I haven't capped off or anything. This is also Amazon. I relocated it. I had to, of course, extend those wires. You guys can see these are 17-inch bars. This is Amazon, but these guys are known. This is Forbidden Motorcycles tapered. You can see how it tapers down to the hand controls, 1 inch. So it's shaking like crazy because, you know, it's an Evo, and because these are like I think these are 17 inches bars. So like I said, the seat height on this is 31 inches, and it just feels right. And like I said, even with the 15-inch windshield, I'm 5'7", so I sit right above the windshield, and it's absolutely perfect. Like I mentioned, I had the 15 on my lowrider S with a 26-inch seat height, and you know, I didn't like it because I was looking through the windshield. So if you want to have a 15-inch windshield on your lowrider S, you would have to be, I would say, probably 6 foot. I mean, that's if you don't mind looking through the glass, but I've already painted mine, so I can't even see through it. I think that's, like I said, the foot controls, also Amazon. This is actually a known brand, my swing arm saddlebag. I can't remember, but I also did an unboxing of this, and everything's been holding up just fine. You guys can see my wire work. Oh, I forgot to put that back on. I was having some issues with my fuel pump. For some reason, the filter or something was pushing down on the coupling, and it was just leaking fuel all over the place. Had to pull it off again, drain it out, and I've been having, you know, some issues. None of this stuff goes perfectly. When I was doing my bars, for some reason this washer was leaking, and it was a minor leak. We're talking like little drips every like 24 hours. It would have a little bit of a drip. So I went ahead, pulled that all out, had to flush out my braking system again, and then I tried a copper crush washer, and that was pretty much what fixed it. The ones that came with that line, there were, I believe there were alloy washers or crush washers or something like that, and it was leaking. So I went ahead and I fixed that. And you can also see that I also tried doing an external breather kit system, but because of how thick these breather bolts are, I wasn't able to do that. Just minor little issues. Like I said, there's the Saddlemen step-up seat. Feels fantastic. It feels just right on. It just feels perfect. I also have the Plex audio, of course. You guys can see that. I haven't painted the Plex audio, and I don't think I plan on painting it. There's just so much work as far as, you know, prep, paint. If you're not, of course, like what they say, if you're wrenching, you're not riding. And that's 100% true. If you're not wrenching, I mean, if you're wrenching, you're not riding. So I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna take some time off. I still have a few projects, a few you know, things to paint. I have a few other helmets that I have prepped for line work and paint and all this other stuff, but I think I'm gonna put a hold on that stuff. I have a Scorpion helmet that's currently being painted. I also have a lane splitter helmet that I have yet to finish painting, and then I have my my Bell SRT modular helmet that I'm also currently painting. So if anything, I think I'm gonna try to finish the SRT helmet, and then I'll probably finish the other two helmets that I'm currently also painting. It's just tough finding the time to do all this stuff and you know, work the 9-to-5, ride and spend time with the family, and you know, all of that good stuff. It's just very difficult. So all in all, the build has been great. Like I said, I mean the paint was fine. If you guys seen the last year's, the 2023 paint job on the Sportster, it was fine. But like I said, now that I painted the Lowrider S the similar colors, I just felt like I had to, you know, change one of them, and I decided to change this up. I'm now getting asked if I'm going to repaint my Lowrider S. I don't think I'm going to repaint it. I do have, of course, some saddlebags for that bike that I do want to paint, chop up, and you know, make it fit on the Lowrider S. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot more work. I'm looking at, you know, probably another like 20 hours of painting. You know, sanding is like the biggest one. Sanding it, prepping it, and then of course, you know, painting is all right. It's just the sanding is just, it gets very tedious painting all of these layers. This thing has, I would say it probably has maybe like 8 coats or 9 coats. No, it probably has more than that. Yeah, the base, you have 2 coats of metallic flake. Then you have, of course, the candy, and then you have the base coat on top of that to get the designs and the depth and the contrast. And then you have, of course, the white base coat on top of that, and then you have the pearl, the metallic pearl on top of the white, and then you got to sand it down again to smooth it all out. And then you have the flow coats. So this thing probably has somewhere between 15 to 20 coats of paint, and that's a lot of sanding. And it's time to kind of take a break and you know, just spend time with the family. And I don't know, as far as the seat from Saddlemen, it's been great. I like how soft the seat is, how great it feels. It's very comfortable. I like where my positioning, my rider positioning with the seat is. I have the stock seat. I really like the stock seat on the Roadster. It's got that fat bob. If you guys seen the seat, it's got that fat bob look to it. I really like the way it looks. It's just that it has me way too forward on the bike, and the reason, of course, I believe it's because of it used to have drag bars, or sort of similar drag bars. So the clamping area was down here. It had more of a like this feel, so I could see why you would want that seat to push you forward closer to the handlebars. But with these 17-inch bars, it was just my arms were like this, my elbows were pointing outward. It was very awkward. Didn't like it. And I like I like the Saddlemen step-up seat because it's moved me a little bit more back. My arms are extended a little bit. I think because of the seat height and the 17-inch bars, my arms are not elevated. They're pretty much aligned with my chest. On my lowrider S, I have 14-inch bars, but I have a 26-inch seat height, and my arms are elevated by about 1.5 inches. So right now, man, the bike feels fantastic. It feels complete. It feels great. I'm very happy how the Sportster turned out. As far as the 15-inch windshield, it's been fantastic. All right, I took this thing on the highway. I took it out with a half helmet and my Bell Bullet. No, my Bell Moto 3 with my 3/4 helmet. No buffeting, no nothing, no minimal wind noise. At 80-90 miles per hour, I was just surprised how well the windshield has been handling, considering it's a 15-inch and I had, you know, minimal head protection. So, but like I said, I always mention this in the videos, as far as buffeting and wind noise with the helmet and these windshields. I'm 5'7", guys. You guys have to keep that in mind. I'm 5'7", so I'm not, you know, anywhere near 6 feet, and my helmet size is a medium. So all of this stuff really depends on your helmet, on your head size, and on your overall frame, your overall size. I think that stuff really matters when it comes to that stuff, when it comes to buffeting and you know, just wind protection, everything. So the bike's been great. All right, I've been abusing this a lot more than my lowrider S, and it just mainly comes down to, of course, because I'm still making payments on the lowrider S. You know, the lowrider S it's a little bit more valuable. This thing's a Sportster. I could beat into it. I could beat it up. I can ride it more aggressive. It's lighter. As far as the parts, it's a little bit more inexpensive if something does break. And I believe wrenching on the Sportster, it just seems to be a tad bit more easier than it is with the Milwaukee, than it is with the Milwaukee 8. Oh man, that's just, it never gets old. 1200 Sportster, light little bike. It's got that sound of a Harley-Davidson and that feel of a Harley. You guys can see how much shake it's got. I'm holding it right now, but you guys saw when I had it idling, it was shaking quite a bit. So we're gonna just pull in right over here and you know, just take some images. Took a few photos, and I'll probably go you know, look for another spot to take some photographs for TikTok and Instagram, now that I have it all painted and complete. I was riding this thing without the front fender painting. The reason for that was because I did another video on how to lay down lines, so I gotta, of course, upload that and post it. I did a video on how to lay down lines and how to do a template like this, so that's going to be coming out soon. You know, I have a ton of videos. I have a ton of videos that I have not edited, so I have a ton of videos that I haven't published. So we're gonna go ahead and take some photos and just call it a day. So life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.